The last few weeks have been some of the hardest moments of my life. I felt my lowest that I've felt for a very long time. From getting out of bed in the morning, to going to the gym, to losing my drive, losing my appetite, losing my energy, losing my focus, losing my determination to keep posting on this channel for a lack of energy, a lack of being true to myself, to a lack of knowing the answers at the end of the day. To be able to think that I'm not the guy that can give you the answers at the moment is very hard for myself to take, considering the image that I've built up on myself of being the guy to answer your problems, and I feel unable to do so currently. I've decided that that's enough. I refuse to feel like that. I refuse to let myself get as low as I've been recently. And speaking to people and just saying that, I feel shit. And like, I spoke to a few people that, for me, telling people how bad I feel makes me feel bad about saying how bad I feel. And this is why. And it's because I can't be that person who sits around and moans. I know for me the answer is doing something about it. And I know this might sound, like certain influencers you hear online, or that it's a wrong way to go about it nowadays, and that it's the best to just talk about things. But for me, talking can only do so much. People will say that they're there for you and they'll talk to you, which is great, but at the end of the day, I've been fighting demons myself. You may have felt like this too, and that can only get you so far. It becomes a point where you have to take the action yourself to make yourself feel better. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We're all very selfish creatures, and we want the best for ourselves. We want to feel good as much as we possibly can be. That's why would we do anything that we do on a day-to-day basis. And life, this might not be what you want to hear, but life is full of problems. Life is never going to be easy, especially for someone like me and you, who is a young person who has gone through a significant amount of adversity, if you like. And life has never been normal. It's never going to be. You may think that your problems going through now, how big or small. For me, my problems are very big. That things will get better, and they will, but they won't dissolve, and your problems won't. There won't be just no problems in your life at any point. You have to pick and choose. Again, some things you can't. In my life, for example, I can't pick and choose. Serious illnesses on my loved ones, but that's part of life. But there's a lot of things you can choose on, and what you let stress you out in your life. But life is a choice, and it's about how many times you get back up. It really is. I've really learned that. How many times I've gotten back up after feeling awful, after feeling at my lowest, time and time again over the last 2-3 years plus. I really felt my lowest, and this last time has probably been the lowest of the lowest. And I'm trying to respond, and I think this video comes at a good time because I'm going through that now, and it's not like I've gone over that hill. I know I'll get there in a couple of days, but I'm kind of rebuilding from where I've been over the last week or so, of just feeling just shit about my life. Best way to describe it. Not feeling good, and not feeling myself, not feeling like I am. And for me, what has formed a lot of my happiness over recent years has been making progress in all areas of my life. That's something I really enjoy, seeing myself level up, and I've just felt like I'm not in the right frame of mind. I don't have the energy. I can't do that at the moment, and that's really, it's not sat well with me at all. The night before, I'm like, I want to get up early. I want to go to the gym. I want to smash it. I want to have a really good day. I'm sure you felt like this at a lot of points too. And the alarm goes off, and I can't get out of bed. I just can't. I'm just struggling mentally, and this is gonna happen, and you have to be okay. And when it comes to rebuilding yourself, you gotta start small. So for me, it is just the basics. It's getting your sleep schedule right again. It's going to bed earlier. It's getting up earlier when you can. Getting a good night's sleep. Cleaning up your diet. I mean, I don't have to go on and on about the stuff you need to do because we all know it, and I'll bore you to death with it. But I've always said momentum is so powerful either way. And when you can get onto that momentum, that is going to be what transforms your life. And that has been my secret over the last few years. But unfortunately, at this moment in time, I feel unable to get back on that positive momentum. And I've had a negative kind of swing of momentum recently where things have just stacked up against me. And I'm really fighting back against that. But sometimes you just have to let things be. And another thing that you can do is have clarification on the person that you want to become. You have to think, who am I? What do I want to be? When people think about me, when they talk about me, what do they say? Are they this like soft, weak guy who's depressed, who no one wants to be around? And I'm not saying like when you're going through shit that it's not okay to feel like that, because I feel fucking like that right now. But I don't want to be known as that guy. I want to be that guy who's got confidence, who's resilient, who's charismatic. People want to spend time, who's gone through a lot of shit, and people come to him for the problems they have in their life, and he's got a solution for them. I want to be strong. I want to be strong physically, mentally, spiritually. Know who I am, what I stand for, and I think that's what. If I tell you to focus on one thing, is becoming like mentally just resilient, having that ability that I know I'll be okay. I 100% know that I'll be okay. And I know how many times I get knocked down. Like I say, I feel at my lowest. I know I'm going to respond. I'm going to get back up. There's no other option. There's no other option. You get back up and you go again, or you fucking give up. I mean, I know me. I know you. You're not going to give up, are you? Why would you do that? That's not the answer in your life. It's not going to get you worse. Like you're going to feel worse, and then you're going to feel worse about feeling worse. And your life is going to become worse. And you'll get nowhere. So that's the only answer. And I know it's fucking hard. Like I say, you're going to feel like that some days and you won't make a lot of progress. And you'll be like, you know what, I really can't. And I've said this sometimes, but I know it's a bigger picture you have to look at. What matters to you in your life? Because I know from everything that's happened in my life that not a lot actually really matters. So think about what actually matters to you. At the end of the day, your family, your friends, your health, your fitness, being in a decent position financially, and if you're fucking happy and fulfilled in your day-to-day life, then the grass is not greener, my friend, and you should be very content with that. Because I know myself, I look around and see a lot of people wanting more and more, and we can look at like materialistic possessions and all of this stuff. It's never going to make you happy at all. And if you have those things, if you're in good health, you've got your family, you're in a decent position, you don't have to worry about money, you don't realise how lucky you are. And I even see this in my position, even though I'm going through a lot of stuff. I know there's people a million times worse than me who are going through way worse. And that keeps me strong. And you have to, like I say, you have to look at the bigger picture, what matters. And I know I will achieve everything and more that I want to in my life. I'll do every single thing that I want to do in my life. I know that for a fact. But unfortunately, I've seen a lot of people, and in specific my mum, who's not had that opportunity. And despite going through adversity that she may have not been through and other people have not been through, it's very hard for me to be okay with that and to be like, yeah, like I know this is awful now for me, but I know it will be okay and I will be fine. I've built myself up in all different avenues to know I will be fine in life. And having the secret to life is ignorance is bliss in life, but my mind doesn't work like that, and neither does yours probably. So we cannot just ignore everything that goes on and be okay with that, because like I say, you are going to be okay, but times can be very, very challenging, and God has not yet given you a test that you cannot handle, and you will get through every single thing you're going through. Maybe you're going through the worst time in your life currently, but I just know you're going to be okay, and you have to see that bigger picture. and just keep going and accept that you feel shit, because I think that's a real problem before I end this video with society these days, that as soon as we feel bad, society tells you, you know, take this drug, do this thing, speak to people. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to get the wrong message and say don't speak to people and not do what you believe is the right thing, but getting on with it, as old school as it is, people don't tell you that's the answer some days. Do you not think people even 20, 30, 40 years ago plus felt like we did and worse? What did they do? They didn't speaking about it wasn't really a thing. Having drugs and this medication wasn't a thing. So what did they do? They had no choice but to get on with it. And that's the thing that you have to do a lot of the time, and that's what I've learned to do. And I know I'm gonna, you know, like I say, I might not make much progress, I might not even do it, but just kind of accepting that that's what you've got to do and do the best you can every single day, not thinking too far ahead into the future. It's good to have long-term goals. I know that's true. It's good to have that vision. I always encourage that, but you have to take each day as it comes and do your best, and you'll realize that things kind of just like slip into place, and what is meant to be will be in a lot of areas of your life, whether that be relationship, whether that be your career, or whatever you want to do. Everything will work out if you just become that person every day. And that's what I've learned from this latest moment of feeling like I've hit rock bottom in my life. And you are always building that subconscious repetition in your mind that, you know, everything that you're going through kind of just becomes small. It's like, I've done it again. Things that are really genuinely big events that happen that are really hard, that a lot of people really struggle, it kind of becomes like another day to you, and you're just like, okay, you know, I did it again. I got over it again, and that's what I've learned. It's just kind of like a walk in a park, and I'm not saying this to say that anyone else's problems are insignificant and stuff, but your problems will become insignificant to all of the other stuff that you've been through. And again, it's a very small silver lining. And I know a lot of people will say, would you trade everything that you have now, all that adversity that you've been through, the person you've become, for not going through that and having, you know, somewhat of a normal, steadier life? And I wouldn't want to go through, I wouldn't wish that you go through this. It's a mental war that you go through, and it's not a nice place to be. And yes, like I say, there's a lot of silver linings. I've become resilient, become confident in myself. I've built myself up to know that I'll be okay, but at a very large cost, I see it. So I wouldn't, but that's just me, and that's the way I see it and reflect. And I really hope I can help you. I really hope this video has helped you. If you need any more guidance, I believe I can be that person. As a young man who's gone through a fair bit of adversity to help and guide you to where you need to be and want to be in your life. So my one-to-one personal coaching link will be in the description. I hope you have a great day, and remember, times will get better, and just try your best to get through these hard times, because better times are coming, and this is part of life, and it always will be. And I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. Take care.